up, YouTube modeling community, my styrene silicon brothers and sisters, and all my subs? How you guys doing today? I'm not doing too bad. Thank you for asking. All right, let's get down to this. Right, this is going to be. I'm going to try to keep this as short as I can, but as informative as I can. All right, so here lately, we're getting a lot of questions in the syndicate, and through PMs, and people are asking us, what do we use for thinning our paints for brushwork and airbrush work? Now, I know Gil has a video up on his cleaning solution. Steve, Cloverleaf Studios, is going to be putting up his thinner that I use also. And I'm going to do this thinner. This is a formula that a friend taught me back when I first started doing models. Been a while. And I use it all the time. I mean, this is like my go-to. It's basically the stuff on the cheap. Yeah. Ouch. 250 mil, or for us US guys, 8.5 ounces. Almost $9. Steep. That's steep. Me personally, I like to save a buck. I've got brushes I can buy. I've got more paints that I can buy. I got kits, figures, whatever. I got better stuff to spend my money on than shelling out that kind of cash for something that small. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and tilt the camera down. I'm going to show you the formula that I was taught, and hopefully it will help you guys out. Like I said, it works. I have found that it works with Tamiya, Vallejo, Militaire, all the Vallejos, the Game Color, the Air Color, all of them, and Citadels. It works fine with all of them. I have yet to have an issue with them. Any of the paints like breaking down or anything, just becoming unusable. I mean, it's a really nice little formula. So I'm going to go ahead and tilt you down and show you how I do it. Okay, I'll be right back. Alright, now that I got the camera tilted down, here's what you're going to need in a nutshell. You're going to need some isopropyl alcohol. Now, I'm using 91%. If you can find the 99.9%, even better. Now, if you're stuck with the 70% IPA, then what your ratio is going to be a little different. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to use more of this and less of this distilled water. So basically, you can take your IPA, your distilled water, mix them together, and have a thinner. That's all. That's all you actually need for it. Now, personally, like I said, I use the 91%, and I use distilled water. For my mixing ratios, I normally use 2/3 water to 1/3 IPA. Now, that'll change depending on how strong I want to make my thinner. And it's going to be up to you guys. It's really subjective, but as long as you start out with your IPA and your water, and you have more water than IPA, then you're probably going to be doing okay. I found that 2/3 water to 1/3 IPA is a really good starting point. Now, like I said, stronger, more IPA, weaker, more water. So that's your two main ingredients. Now, the other two ingredients that I use, and this is Flow-Aid. Now, this is the Liquitex brand. Just about everybody that makes painting stuff makes a Flow-Aid. They're everywhere. Now, granted, this stuff and the retarder are the two things you're going to want to use those 40% off coupons on, because they're actually relatively expensive. I mean, I think this one was like 17 bucks without the coupon, and then this one was like 20 bucks without the coupon. So you want to get these with your 40% off coupons. However, we're using so little of these. I mean, I think on the average I use about a mil per bottle when I make mine. So this has got 118 mil. So and so is this one, 118 mil. So you basically make 118 bottles of stuff, the thinner with it, with these two little bottles. So they're going to last you quite a while. I mean, quite a while. Now, Minotaur also has, well, like I said, most of them have, paint brands, any artist supplies. They make their own. This is a retarder also. This one is actually a liquid form. And the golden, which I prefer, is actually a gel. More of a gel consistency. It's thicker. And I prefer this over that. But you use what you got, right? Alright. So like I said earlier, we're going to go ahead and just mix up a quick batch here. Show how we do it. So we're going to take our little funnel and some distilled water. And I'm going to fill it up about 2/3. About 2/3. Oop, I probably went a little too much that time. Oh, nope, actually not enough. Ha, look at me go. Alright. Now, when I measure, I don't measure to the top. Oops. I don't measure to the top. I measure to this area right here. So that's probably a little bit more than 2/3. Let's get rid of a little bit of that. All right, there we go. So now I'm going to take my funnel again, and I'm going to take my IPA, and I'm going to go up to about right there with my IPA. Right about yonder. Okay. Now, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take a pipette, whatever you want to call it, and I'm going to get my flow aid over here. I'll stick it in. I'm going to fill up my tube, and I'm going to take it down to about where I want it. So about right there is normally what I put in. Maybe a mil, maybe a little more. Like I said, not an exact science, folks. And then I'll take my golden, give it a little shake here, and then I'll put about 5 drops or so in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go with 6. And a tail. And all we do is simply just put this on here. We give it a good shake, make sure that gel incorporates into the rest of the solution. And then there you have it. Homebrewed acrylic paint thinner. Still very, like I said, I've used this with all the brands. Tamiya, Vallejo, Citadel, Reaper, you name it, I've probably used it with it. And it works absolutely fantastic. Now, I will say this. Okay, why am I using Flow Aid? Well, we all know what Flow Aid does. It helps your paint flow, and it helps in the leveling process. Now, what you have to be careful of is you don't want to add too much flow aid. If you add too much, it will blow out your paint. So be very, very careful of that. Do not add it. Do not add too much. And your retarder, it simply lets your paint, um, as you're, especially as you're airbrushing. When you're airbrushing and your paint hits the surface and it's already dry before it even hits, it leaves a nasty, speckled, ick. With the retarder in there, it lets it stay moist and wet as you lay it down. So you can lay it down easier, and this, in combination with, this helps level your paint out when you're spraying. Yeah, that's it, guys. I mean, it's that simple. Flow aid, retarder, IPA, and water. Distilled water, preferably. You can use tap water, but I don't recommend it because of the chemicals that are used in tap water. They'll mess with your seals and your airbrush, and they'll ruin your bristles and your actual regular brushes. Yes, this can be used as airbrush, and it can also be used with just plain old bristle brushing. That's what I use. And the one that Steve is going to put a video up on, those are the two thinners I use. I still use this on occasion. If I'm out of this for whatever reason, I got lazy, I'll reach over and grab this. I ain't going to say I don't ever use it, because I do. But this, way cheaper than this, and in my opinion, probably better, because you can, once you start using it, you can, get your formula down to what works absolutely the best for you. Like I said, it's not an exact science. This I will use, this will actually last me a while. Now, this one that I just made is my basic one. I do have this one that I made the other day, because I ran out of it, is my strong one. This one I have little under two. I have more IPA in it, basically. So this is the one that hey, hello, dropsies. This is the one I use when I'm cutting down my Citadel paints, because they're so thick to start with. So yeah, there you go, guys. I hope it helps people out. If you have any questions, comments, go to the Syndicate Google Plus or Facebook page, and ask. We're there to help. Like our biggest thing, those secrets here. If you can think it, you can ask it, and we will try our doggonedest to answer it. So with that being said, I'm gonna cut it off right there, and I'm gonna say, have fun, stay safe, keep on building, boys and girls. Peace out. Catch you guys later.